Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about How to Become Ordinary Season 2, Episode 1. It's finally here, although I kind of forgot it was coming, to be honest, until I saw it in the, I think it was on Reddit. I saw the episode was out. But, I knew I had to talk about it on this channel, even though I'm not doing a lot of this stuff nowadays because I'm busy with college and all that. I figured I need to at least continue the series I have started. I say as I haven't finished 2 of the first series I started covering on this channel. That's coming eventually, don't worry. How to Become Ordinary Season 2 Episode 1. You know what? It starts off pretty good. I do remember how everything ended last time with, I don't remember their names, but with the main 2 characters breaking off their friendship, more or less. And the guy gets with a girl who was in love with him, I suppose, for a long time. And the girl gets with the guy from the newspaper club, the one who was missing during the initial newspaper club mystery. And I don't know, the whole thing kind of doesn't feel quite right because they're not really together for, I want to say, sincere reasons. But, I'll let that slide for now because that's really not the main topic right now. That is a backdrop to the episode. The main point of the episode is a mystery of the small arson, I want to say, pyromaniac arson attacks, but they're not really attacks. They're just kind of like lit fires in random spots, or so it seems. There does seem to be some connection, as the characters were talking about. Nothing that I'm smart enough to put together. But I will say that it is quite concerning because the arsons are getting larger each time, from like a small like grass fire that didn't even last very long to now the van from the last big mystery in Season 1 being set on fire in the middle of the road. Now, I have my thoughts on this, and I'll get to them in a second, but actually, I'll get to them right now. The culprit is, what's her name? The main girl character, Osanai. That's her name. The culprit is Osanai. There's no doubt about it, at least in this last arson attack, because she is friends with the guy who I can't remember the name of from the newspaper club, and she knows that he's looking for a story to prove himself. She helped to set him up with the newspaper club to get this new column going. I think it was by talking to, what's his name, Kengo, I think? She got him set up, and now she set up this arson attack to give him a story. At least that's my guess. The fact that it's the van from the last big mystery is basically the only thing I have connecting the two, except that it seems like something she would do. That being said, if she was going to do something like this, I would expect her to not do something like burn a car that she doesn't own. This screams more as someone trying to get rid of evidence, per se. And it might even be, if the culprit is not Osanai, if the culprit is someone relating to that whole underage drug incident, if they want to get rid of the evidence, and this entire arson thing was to build up to this moment, and maybe one more to hide the fact that they're burning the van because there's some sort of evidence inside, then that could make sense. I'm not entirely sure. It's a little far-fetched. I mean, honestly, what kind of evidence could this van have that's so important to go through all this effort? Really, it's just really, really strange and mysterious. I have to say, it's probably one of the more intriguing mysteries of the entire show so far. If only because there's so many possible options, and yet it's equally as possible that it's something you didn't think about yet. But putting the main mystery of Sai, which I'm sure will be solved next episode, the last thing I'm going to touch on briefly, aside from the opening, which is, fantastic as always. The opening and the endings are always so good for this show. I say there's only been 2 of each. But aside from the fantastic openings and endings, and of course the spectacular cinematography, animation, all that stuff that I could just go on and on about if I really wanted to, I want to touch real quick on what I mentioned before, which is Osanai and Kobato. That's his name. Osanai and Kobato's relationships with their new relationships. Because Kobato now has a girlfriend, as we saw from last time, but he is obviously not into it. And I don't mean that he doesn't enjoy her being there. It just means that to him, she's not his girlfriend. You can clearly see by the way they act that she's trying way too hard for a relationship. He's not able to reciprocate in that regard, especially when he sees Osanai. Was it a festival or was it the New Year's? It might have been the New Year's shrine. I don't remember where they were. But he saw her and he got super distracted. And it's just like, bro, come on already. Just let this poor girl down, his girlfriend. Just let her, don't string her along for so long. That's not very nice. And also, Osanai is actually she has way more chemistry with the guy from the newspaper club. I think it's actually no, it's the exact same thing. The guy from the newspaper club really is going to come out of this worse for wear, I think, because he is way too sincere, and Osanai is like the exact opposite of sincere. Not that she's lying all the time, but you know how she. And with her and Kobato being constantly speaking in like double speak and trying to hide things or covering them up and doing things like that, being so sneaky like, these other two new characters are not going to have a fun time. And I can just see the drama that might unfold. Maybe not. Right now, the mystery is the main focus of everything, so I'm interested to see how that will go. That being said, that's really all I have to say for this episode. Not much more except welcome back How to Become Ordinary. It's certainly started with a bang. Hope to see you in the next video I make. Bye.